With no senators and only one non-voting congressional member, more than 700,000 residents in Washington, D.C. lack representation in national decisions. Some students are fighting to change that.
We can use students who come here from all over the country to reach out to their representatives and their senators to help us get our right to self-determination like they have already.
Students at every D.C. college and university have formed groups to support statehood. They gather throughout the year for events. Today, they're writing letters to congressional members from all 50 states to support D.C. statehood.
This is one of the events that really brings all of our students from all of our chapters together in one sitting to do one common thing.
The group created a pledge for presidential and congressional hopefuls to sign in support of D.C. statehood.
Every Democratic presidential candidate has said they support it, but it's another thing to pledge your support and to have something tangible so that when they are elected, if they are elected, not just presidential candidates but also congressional candidates especially, we know who to target and we know who to keep accountable if they don't support statehood whenever they are elected.
For some, statehood is personal. D.C. native Julian Goldstein is a junior at Howard University. He's also an Air Force reservist.
I've taken an oath to, put down my life for this country. However, while being a law-abiding citizen, I do not get to reap the rewards of the rights and the democracy that I defend.
Goldstein says the Howard chapter partners with local activist groups like Howard's NAACP chapter to schedule fundraising events and programming that promote D.C. statehood efforts.
We're really seeking to bring the district together around common issues.
Goldstein said students can vote in local and national elections to help remedy the voter suppression that D.C. residents face.
It's about communities, it's about families, it's about rights. And if you can stand in line for a Popeye's chicken sandwich, you can definitely stand in line and vote.
Some leaders said the fight for statehood helps to connect students with local government and feel more engaged with the D.C. neighborhood.
Statehood is a really important part of that because it's an advocacy that everyone in D.C. can get behind, that can unite students with politicos, with just local people who live here.
She said that students should get to know their D.C. neighborhoods to understand why statehood is an important issue to rally behind.
People generally think, well, everyone who lives in D.C., they're all politicos, they probably vote in their home state, so that's fine. But they're not thinking about the local D.C. communities and the D.C. residents who aren't involved in politics, who just live here, and the ways in which those people are disenfranchised.
700,000 people, a population larger than 2 states, could really affect the future of this country. And unfortunately, we haven't had the chance, but hopefully moving forward we can.
This is Danny Grace for GW News.